It's Week 18 of the 2025 season.
And we'll get a look here at Ben Sinnott.
He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Aviators and the Huskies, and it's all up next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The regular season ends here. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Long road to get here, but now we are here. The season finale. Playoffs begin next Saturday, so it's time for one last regular season kickoff.
It could just be so tricky, can't it, Mike? I mean, on one side, you got teams that have the playoffs wrapped up. So Week 18, it's a chance potentially to rest some starters or maybe get them out of the game early and get geared up for next year, the start of the playoffs. You got some teams that are fighting for their lives.
The veteran kicker, Graham Gano, puts it on the tee. And on we go here on EA Sports. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So the Bears ready to go on offense here for the first time. Leading them out, former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been shattering statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
When we had a chance to talk to the coach the other day, what did he tell us, Mike? He said, I want to come out and be aggressive right from the start. And with that downfield here early, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what they have done. The key is, can they turn that explosive play in opening drive touchdown? Really
in the red zone. They've got it inside the
clinic tape. A young receiver out there, watch this guy run. He has the defender thinking everything the goal. Attack him vertically, and then when you get your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Lawrence now on second down. That is caught, and he's in. Noah Brown. Touchdown Huskies. That touchdown #1 for him on the year. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems, Mike, the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quick, right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Huskies will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by their man quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
Well, I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards. If I had to guess, he'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. The biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, they're going to have a chance to keep on winning.
T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And it'll bring up second down. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He's going to run it. And they will finally run him down up near midfield. Now a timeout for injury. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. First and 10. Richardson to throw. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. It's a first carry for Elijah Mitchell. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Mitchell. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. Another run here with Mitchell. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds. And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the first game and you find yourself already down a score. Your opponent kind of march down the field and score the opening possession. You're able now to go out and get a little confidence for your defense out and get a stop, and they come over with the extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7 as they kick off. On the return, Johnson. Across the mark him down before the 25-yard line. Defense will take over. The Huskies offense ready to see the football time. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Michigan. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd. He'll weave his way down close to that 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down short. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an want to see here in the final week of the season as he will get himself checked out. He'll try to run it here with Cora. Trying to drive his way forward. And that means 4th coming up.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and the game to nothing.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Aviators for their next. He took it in himself for a touchdown the opening drive. And that leads us to take a look at the NFL leaders in quarterback rushing touchdown. Richardson. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. And they will bring him down on the side.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both under the passing game. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start. Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here comes Mitchell on the toss to the right. And he's trying to get around the corner, but will not. Brought down. That's a loss on the play. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, Richardson. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with the sack.
The Huskies offense ready to get back at it. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Corum. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll let this one go long for Williams. He's got it! And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. They'll stay on the ground with Corum. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Aviators offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. And this is where we stand. Final weekend of the regular season is upon us, and we'll know the brackets and the seedings for the postseason at the end of the night. And he's going to lose yardage on this play. They knock him back to the midfield stripe.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here. When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big...
Now a loose football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
After these kind of plays, Mike, you just wish the sideline was a mile away, because you know when you get there, you are going to catch an earful. They stress all week, ball carriers, we have to protect the ball. In this case, it doesn't result in a turnover, but the lost yardage now brings up 4th down. These are drive killers.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Huskies offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. On the ground, it's Corum to start the drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. A gain there of 23 yards. And that will be a first down.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. He'll run again. 22 yards, the pickup there. That's enough for a first down.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll run straight ahead with Quora. Finding room to the 20. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. It is a big play on first down. 32 yards. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of sevens on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Ball sitting at the 7. First and goal. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I...
He's got his big tight end, Jordan Akins. Touchdown, Huskies. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. And they'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Aviators offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. He'll air one out for Higgins. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Now Richardson trying to set up the screen to Mitchell. The screen works for 10 yards and a 1st down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive lineman is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out. Ball gets dumped right over the rusher's head. Bang, now you're in the open field.
They send the tight end in motion. Richardson to throw it here on 1st down. He'll get that to his tight end, Ben Sinnott. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. On the bootleg, it's Richardson. To the right side, that's St. Brown. They'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. They'll try the right side with Mitchell. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. They'll go again with Mitchell. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. A give up the middle for Mitchell. And not a whole lot to speak of there. He'll work it down inside the 35. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll run it over center with Mitchell. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. Richardson going to look to throw. He'll try to run for it. And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up 1st and goal.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. Here's Richardson. Good blocking, and he's in. Anthony Richardson, touchdown Aviators. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Huskies offense and running back Blake Corum getting back to work. They'll come up here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Corum. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They run out of the gun with Corum. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack, and it's clear why.
And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Lawrence. He finds Mr. Reliable, Mike Evans. Now he's loose down the right sideline. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And After that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So the big play gets them down close, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Lloyd. A dive, and he's in! Blake Corum. Touchdown, Huskies. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Now return coming from the 7. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Aviators offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. On 1st down, it's Richardson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. On 2nd down, Richardson. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense
carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet.
That's taken at about the 14. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Here's a handoff to Corum. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Now a run with Corum. And he'll get about 4 to the 29. Now a 3rd and 2. So 2 minutes to play in a back and forth first half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer now, as he's on here to punt this one away. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. A throw left side, caught by Sinnott. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. And that is incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. It's 2nd down. To throw, it's Richardson. It is caught left side by St. Brown. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome, so it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. A 2nd down throw for Richardson. He gets this complete to Michael Wilson. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. That's a short one caught by Sinnott. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the gun, Richardson. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
He'll try, and he's got another one. Anthony Richardson, touchdown Aviators. So with that touchdown, his 3rd on the ground in this half, he's well on his way to potentially tying the mark for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in one game. The current record is 4. He has 3. Now, Gano for the extra point. His kick is good. The Aviators will even the score. It's now 21-all. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Johnson now to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. This one tight throughout, all level at 21 as they'll search for a go-ahead score. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Halftime here on this final weekend of the NFL regular season. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. You'll start at the 4. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. It's Richardson on the move. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. On first down, right back to Mitchell. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Tight end going in motion here. Throwing on second down, Richardson. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Ben Sinnott was the intended receiver. And third down coming up. Looking to throw, Richardson. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Here's Richardson. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone. I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up fourth down. Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. And this is no good. Could not get it on target. And this will remain a tie ball game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Spears to start the drive. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Spears. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
They'll stay on the ground with Spears. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's a handoff to Spears. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
He's going to tuck it and go.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold them to just a short game.
There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate. An opportunity for a big shot. You end up falling short. Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack. Job number one on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike, but 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set for this next possession. And you see the numbers for him. Into this third quarter, they just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. Now Richardson. Catch left side is made by Higgins. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down. On the handoff, here comes Mitchell. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. Richardson to throw. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Watch the pursuit by this defensive end. The quarterback tries to escape the pocket, but he just keeps on chasing him, and he closes that ground in a hurry and brings him down for a big sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Now Richardson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long. Not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. We'll try again. It's second and 10. Throwing is Richardson. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And he's going to be taken down at about the 30. First and 10. Running is Mitchell. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Now a toss left side with Mitchell. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Richardson to throw it here on first down. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. Richardson. And he's going to be taken down. They get him for the sack at the end of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. So now, Graham Gano, the veteran, in another pressure spot. This to tie things up here in the fourth. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And the Aviators will tie the game at 24.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. Fourth quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. And there is still a lot to play for. Every game is critical. Teams fighting to claim one of the 7 playoff spots that are up for grabs. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Oh,
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
here's 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Now he'll run it. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides. The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Lawrence. There he goes again. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force 4th down.
The Huskies readying to punt. Important punt here in this tie game late. Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. Another run here with Mitchell. Big hole to the 30. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap, because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss.
And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Wow, an important one coming here tie game late, and this is third down. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Punting time for the Aviators, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. We're all even, fourth quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. They run, it's out of the gun, and that's Spears. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. 3rd and 5. Lawrence. He'll try to run for it.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. They go play action for Lawrence. He'll tuck it and take off. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
The challenge of defending a dual threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
2nd and 7. On the handoff, this is Cora.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up the 1st down.
And he will take this one across into the end zone. Tyjae Spears. Touchdown, Huskies. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now the pressure shifts to your defense. Your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Huskies will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. On 1st down, it's Richardson. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Now on 2nd and long. They'll drop to throw. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He's got his man, complete to Wilson. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Putting the tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. He's got his tight end, that's Sinnott. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. That is caught at the 3. And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. We are in the final minute of what is now a tie game as we are set for the kickoff. Johnson now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Huskies offense headed back to take over once more. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive that starts with 1st down. That's quickly out to Williams. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. Taking off. So, overtime coming up, not a playoff game, so a quick reminder of the rules. Each team gets 1 possession unless the opening possession is a touchdown. Then it's game over. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts, and all replays come from upstairs. If the first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Johnson now to return. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. This team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start this drive on the ground with Spears. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
And with that run, this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Now a first throw here in overtime. And this one's going to be a loss of yardage. He's marked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. They send Evans in motion. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
The Huskies ready to punt. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Aviators offense ready for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. A 2nd down throw for Richardson. That's a short one caught by Sinnott. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
On 2nd down, Richardson. He'll look for Mitchell out of the backfield. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. 3rd and 9. Richardson going to look to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
On 3rd down, the defense decides to dial up a blitz. Give credit to the offensive line and the running backs. They were ready for it. They picked it up. That's what allowed the quarterback to escape the pocket, see open space, and convert and pick up the 1st down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That is caught. He got it. And that's a game winner here in overtime. So they take the shot downfield, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. What a big play that is, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike. And the key to a play like this is when the ball travels this far in the air, they teach you, don't look back, look up, because that's where the ball will be. And in this case, he was able to secure it and come away with a big touchdown.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They finish off the regular season with some momentum. And they'll wait with bated breath to find out who they're gonna play next week in the wild card round. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.